Okay, the day is here. Apple finally revealed everything that they are doing in AI, artificial intelligence, and it is incredible. It really is. They called it AI for the rest of us, and it is one of the more significant updates that Apple has put out in over a decade. They just showed Google how it's done. The key thing here is that Apple is never first to the party, yet they are always the stronghold. Some of the updates you will hear are not revolutionary if you've been in the AI space for a while now, and some of them, well, they really are. But the most important thing to note is that they have the widest reach. When Apple changes their software or their phones, people adopt. They begin using what they create. They also start building on top of that technology further, and their older devices just get pushed away. What Apple announced will push the world on a global scale to adopt some of what the early adopters in the space have been already using for a while now, and maybe the past few years. I'm really excited to jump right in and talk to you about everything that they just announced. If you are new here, my name is Ben Silverman, and I'm focused on really making AI understandable and accessible for all creative people. I have a newsletter that I put out once a week to keep you updated on everything, and I have an AI toolbox that allows you to search around for some of these tools at your own pace. Please, if you find any of this helpful or useful, don't forget to subscribe in the link below. Let's dive right in and let's talk about everything that's going to be coming to all of your Apple devices. On the top of the Apple offices, Tim Cook took the stage. Started talking about Apple TV Plus and celebrating their 5th anniversary this year. They moved on to a bunch of different updates, which were pretty slow. Now, I won't mention everything that they talked about because it was a lot, but I will focus on the points that I found the most valuable. Apple said that when they introduced AI and machine learning into all of their products, that they would have to do it right. And the outcome would have to be powerful, intuitive, and integrated into all of their product experiences. It would also have to be incredibly personal, and they call it Apple Intelligence. Besides all of that, it would have to have immense security built in to all of their devices. That is why everything that they are doing will be on device, and nothing will be viewed or saved by Apple or any other company that you're talking to. Now, when necessary, they also built a cloud specifically for the AI that will go and shrink based on the data that is inside of it. Now, when the AI needs to be handled off device and in the cloud, it will go onto the special cloud and be removed when the task is done. Therefore, nothing is saved and everything is encrypted from end to end. This is called personal intelligence. Now, Apple's focus is to make all of their personal products more useful and delightful. They're doing this through capabilities, architecture, and their experiences. They are enabling all of their devices to understand languages at the highest of levels and be able to create images from personal context. This helps so they can prioritize your notifications, help you rewrite something, proofread, and even summarize all of your text. These new tools will be available across all programs on all of their devices. With Apple's new image creation, you can personalize images for the people that you're talking to or sending them to. You can do this through sketch, illustration, and animation. They're staying away from photoreal. I think they're probably trying to put the legalities of that onto the other companies. You're able to generate images based on a picture of a friend if you want. Apple has launched Actions. Now, actions are similar to agents for people who have been in the AI space for a while now. It allows for Apple Intelligence to carry out tasks on your behalf. They are focused on personal context. That's important because Apple already has everything integrated to your lives. You've got your email, you've got all the apps, what you do with them, all the data of everything and how you interact with everything. So the Apple AI is already going to know all of this and be able to draw on the notes, the applications, and be able to really make it a personal experience for you and owned all by you. Now, what's important is that you are in control of all of the data on your device and don't have to worry about what other people use it for or even know what they're going to try and do with it. Apple has put a ton of work into Siri. Now, Siri currently makes 1.5 billion voice requests every day. Now, with Apple Intelligence, Siri is now natural, relevant, and personal to the user. When you use Siri, a golden animated light will appear around your phone, kind of like a golden glow. It pulls up reference when it speaks to you as well. For instance, if you're talking about the weather, Siri will pull up a weather app to actually show you what it's talking about and where it pulled it from. Siri will maintain context, and it has memory. So when you talk to it, you don't have to remind it what you talked to it about before. You can just keep having that conversation with Siri, and it will remember and will act off of your previous requests or your previous tasks. You don't have to fill it back in. It can schedule in your calendar. It remembers things. You can type to Siri also. You don't just have to speak. All you have to do is double tap on the bottom of the screen at any time, and you can switch between text and talk. Siri can answer anything about any of Apple's products. You can just describe a feature and it will tell you how to do it step by step. I mean, there's so many things I don't know what Mac or iPad or iPhone or iWatch can do, and all you have to do is talk to it and it can guide you right through the entire process. Siri will also have on-screen awareness. It will be able to see what you are looking at. For instance, if you were just sent an address, you can literally just say, add that to the person's contact card who sent it, and it will do just that, and you don't have to do absolutely anything else. Apple Intelligence is enhancing the photo experience also. You can find photos for exactly what it is you're looking for, right to the point. Like if you said, I want this person with flowers on her face, smiling, it will literally know how to separate all of those keywords and find the exact photo on your phone, on your device, in your cloud for what you're looking for. It can enhance your photos, make them look better. It can remove unwanted things or people from backgrounds. It can even add a specific picture that you're looking at to a document in, say, Pages, Keynote, or an email. One way this could be really useful is, say you need your license number to fill out a form or a document, and you don't know where you put it. This has happened to me so many times. All you have to do is ask Siri for the license, and it will be able to grab it from an email that you sent it in, a photo that you took, or anything, and it will just bring it up on your device. And if you're on your device filling out the form, it will autofill it into the form for you. All of these features are going to be available on every single Apple product, and developers can start building these features right into all of their apps. Apple Rewrite feature gives you different versions of what you are writing for you to choose from. You can change the tone of your email, you can use proofread to deal with grammar, spelling, and even sentence structure. You can summarize emails and add as TLDRs, or too long, didn't read, at the top of the page if you want. If you need a response to an email, the AI can ask you a few questions, and with a few taps and answers of those questions, it can generate an answer for you super quick. There's also a new feature called GenMoji, where you don't have to look for emojis anymore. Just generate any type of emoji you want through descriptions, or even adding a few images together to create one custom to a friend. You can create images anywhere on any of Apple's devices and add into Keynote, Pages, and even Freeform. There's a tool called Image Wand, which allows you to circle a sketch that you made or any other type of image, and it will replace that with one that fits more with the document that you're writing. Don't even have an image there, just circle the empty space where you want the image, and it will create one for you with the context that it has around written on the page. That's pretty nuts. Apple buried another feature that they didn't really talk too heavily about, and it is called creating a memory movie. You can search for exact moments in movies that you are looking for and ask it to create a memory movie from all of your photos and videos. This is similar to, I know what Strata is doing. This is also similar to Keynote, which I made a video on earlier. That is called video editing, right? It sounds like they have figured out AI video editing. They didn't really announce that because I don't think they wanted it to come across in that way. Also, it's probably not at a place where they're ready for it to be editing. But as the advances keep coming, that is what it is. Now, I'm curious to see where that goes. Now, Apple has integrated recording and transcribing audio into their Notes app. You can even do it while on a phone call. This is similar to what Google just announced. When you are recording someone, it will also let them know that it is recording them, but there are a lot of applications that people have that are doing just this, right? I don't know what will happen to those applications now. Apple has also partnered with OpenAI and ChatGPT. When Siri can't answer a particular question on her own or generate an image that you want, for instance, more of a photoreal image, it will ask you if it can use ChatGPT to find that answer for you. You don't even need a membership to ChatGPT to do this. OpenAI will not be able to save any of the logs for the chats that you encounter through the Apple devices. They brushed over all of their new coding tools as well, but you can also assume that Swift is going to be integrated in everything that's AI, and a bunch of new AI tools now will allow you to code using AI. They did talk about how coding will be made a lot easier and how you can create apps without even having to do a lot of work. If you're ever in a crowded area and don't really want to respond to a notification out loud or say hang up on somebody and you can't even get to your phone, you can simply, with the Apple Airpods and the new integration of all of these things, be able to nod yes or nod no, and it will know that you are saying yes or no just by the nod of your head. And now when you're in a crowded or noisy area, the AirPods now have the ability to use noise cancellation and enhance your voice so nobody would even know you aren't alone or you're in a crowded street or a busy whatever. Apple TV is also getting insight. Now when watching a movie or a TV show, you can just swipe to find the actor's songs. This can happen on your phone, on your TV, or on your iPad. Some of this isn't new, but what is really cool is that you can pump up the dialogue so you can hear the actors more clearly instead of, say, the music or the background noise. I'm curious about what film mixers will think of this one, because basically they mixed the film for this. I know there are a lot of times where the mix doesn't come across well when you're watching it on a certain application. So this is going to be really interesting, and there's going to, I think, be a lot of use cases that this needs help with. They're also making sure that the subtitles are clearer and there when you need them most. And it syncs way better to the films you watch. Plus, they also added a pretty nifty new Snoopy screensaver to their Apple TV. The Apple Watch OS added a couple really killer features. They introduced a new mode to the fitness app called Training Mode, where you can track all of your training fitness data. It can give you the event effort data that you acquire over time. That will allow you to understand if you are getting better as you train or if you are falling behind on your process. Are you able to breathe better? Is your heart rate still at the same rate, or have you gotten better as you've been going on with your training? They also introduced a new Vitals app that will be available to track health over time. And if something comes up that seems out of the norm, it will notify you and might have a suggestion from what actually caused that different spike, like if it were alcohol or a lack of sleep or something more severe. One of the cool new features on the iWatch is that it will recognize when you are somewhere when it is about to rain and pull up a weather app to inform you to prepare for something that is more weather appropriate. Or if you are traveling to a different country with a different language, it will pull up a translator that you just have to double tap to use. Insane. It can even find the best images from your photo library to customize your home screen on the watch and add the time onto that. Usually that would be done with code, but now you can literally do it with any photograph in your library. No coding necessary. It also had a really cool feature that they didn't even talk about, with a woman breastfeeding her baby who didn't touch the watch to look at the notification. Just like in the Vision OS, she used her fingers to do this to control her watch. The watch is jam-packed with some new features that I'm really excited to check out. There's some really cool announcements that they made for the iPad and the Mac also. All of these features will be on every device as well. Apple very lightly touched on their refined animations across devices to feel more responsive. They didn't really talk too much about what they meant, but I'm sure this is referring to Apple Keyframer, which they also didn't talk about at all. This tool will allow you to animate using natural language. They touched on this a little later when they mentioned Image Playground. Image Playground allows you to generate images based on images or themes or even keywords. They even put them around the screen. That is how the white paper was written, using a combination of a few different inputs. It creates an actual image and can animate that image. They were very careful to say that you can create sketches, animations, or stylized images because they are steering clear away from photoreal legalities. You'll be able to get those photos through their partnership with ChatGPT though, so all of the legal issues will fall probably on OpenAI instead. Apple also introduced a new type of Shareplay for the iPad, where you can actually show someone where to click or what to do. You can even draw an arrow to something to make it clear. How many times have you spoke to a parent or someone who just doesn't get technology at all and wish you can easily show them how to adjust something or just click on something? Now you can. It's so intuitive. You can tap and draw on the screen during a Shareplay, and you could remotely even hop onto their iPad. Okay, this is big, even though it doesn't seem like it at first. The Calculator app is coming to the iPad. That alone isn't too impressive. But what is impressive is Math Notes. You can use the Apple Pencil to tap into the notes section of the calculator, where you can write expressions in Scratch handwriting, and it will solve your math in your own handwriting for you. Think about it. That's nuts. That is so impressive, and this works in the Notes app as well. Apple has created a new tool called Smart Script into the Notes app on top of that. This will make all of your handwriting smoother and more legible in real time. I mean, sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. Some more features to this are you can type text into your note and it will appear in your own handwriting, and you can even spell check your handwriting. I know. Scratch out text and arrange it like it actually was written that way in the first place. It literally, to me, feels like a scene in A Beautiful Mind. Apple has labeled its latest OS as Mac OS Sequoia, after the Sequoia National Forest. And all of the features that they added to the iPhone and the iPad will be immediately available on the desktop as well. One really cool new feature Apple added to their OS is called continuity. In the past, you have been able to pick up what you are doing from one device to another, but now you can literally control your iPhone directly from your laptop. You can use every app, make recordings, or do anything you want, and it will look like you just did it from the phone. It's pretty incredible. You can even edit a video on your laptop and drop it into the screen of your iPhone, and it will be available seamlessly. It just makes AirDrop so much easier to use in between devices. Apple has taken a few key features that other companies have been doing for a while, and they integrated them directly into their devices. This is where companies that just do those one things are now wondering, well, what next? I don't know. First, they introduced a new password app that will hold all of your passwords directly on all of your devices. There's no need for applications like 1Password anymore, since this just now comes with your Apple devices. You can now use Apple's machine learning to remove the background from any video right before you're going to go on some sort of conferencing like a Zoom or a Google Meet. Maybe not Google Meet. Maybe that is going to be on Google. Safari will even highlight any important information on a web page and bring it to a spotlight on the top of the screen, so you don't have to look for any of those details. Apple has taken key features that Perplexity made pretty incredible and integrated them right into Safari, such as reader summaries. You can look through pages or websites and literally create your own summaries and outlines that are relevant to what you are looking for, and ask it to make a page. It will create your own page with summaries and images that you can literally create like it's a new website. It makes everything easier for the end user. It also has a new tool called Viewer, so when any video is playing on your computer, that video will be placed front and center. And when you want to work on something else, you will be able to move it into a more picture-in-picture style of viewing. Now, Ubisoft has partnered with Apple to bring their new Assassin's Creed game to all of their devices, and the gaming looks absolutely incredible. Apple touted their chips and their metal infrastructure for these incredible visuals. They truly are giving PCs a run for their money when it comes to gaming. I mean, the visuals on this new game looks just like it was shot on camera. They focused a little bit on the Vision OS, and they mentioned that the Vision Pro will be available globally in the next few months. I think the Vision Pro will be much more prominent in the coming years as it gets smaller and smaller and put on your face just like glasses, and incorporates all of the latest technology that they're coming out with every day. Canon even is launching a new lens to capture Apple spatial video. They also announced a partnership with Blackmagic Design, which seemed pretty innovative to really help the workflow of spatial video to become way more seamless. All of the features in their new OS release also had touches of AI before they announced all of the big ones. Like, you can now customize your home screen and even change the color of apps to match certain photos. You can do this with a control center too, and there's even a new control center store where you can customize what widgets you want in the control center. You can even change up the camera and the flashlight icons on your front screen, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. They started talking about similar features to what Google released, such as summarizations and prioritizing. You can literally look at all emails from one person as well, and it will prioritize everything from that person into one thread. They give an example of air travel. Like, say if you're looking up all of your flight data, if you look up United Airlines, and it will literally have everything that you need right there. You can even archive everything from a particular person. That is bigger than I thought after I went and looked at my unread messages and really wanted to condense everything. It could be very helpful. The Maps app and other apps can be accessed now offline using their satellites, and it will be done with end-to-end encryption. You can search for a hike and see the terrain in detail. Plan where you want to go on the hike and schedule it and send it to a friend, all using Siri. Whew! This is a lot, and as I get a hold of some of these new tools, I will play with them and I will keep you posted on absolutely everything. I still do believe this is when adoption will happen. It's going to be integrated into everything that we do, from your emails with Google if you use Google, then to your iPhone, your iPad, your Samsung device, your Qualcomm device, your glasses, everything. Now get ready, because this is just the beginning. The ride is just getting started. All of these tools in OS will be starting to roll out this summer and then into the fall and over the next year. Please don't forget to subscribe if this was helpful to you at all, and check out my newsletter for more. I can't wait to keep you posted on how all of this stuff comes out, and use it, and I'll use it for you. I'll show you what I'm doing, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching.